Story 1. So this just happened less than an hour ago. My brother is 12 years old, on the autism spectrum, and came home in a panic, pounding on my bedroom door and waking me up from a nap. I asked him, "What's up?" And he began to frantically explain that at school, he was standing up for his friends who were being bullied by an entitled brat, and that the entitled brat and his dad had followed him home. I was half asleep at that point in time and simply told him that it would be better for him to let our mom know. He bolted towards our mom's room and began to explain. Once I had left my bedroom, I found my brother talking to our mom, who had her gun safe out and was loading up a pistol. Apparently, entitled dad was outside the door waiting for someone to answer, pounding on it every few minutes. Our mother eventually answered the door, pistol in her pocket and ready to grab, demanding to know who this guy was and what he wanted. Entitled dad started spewing nonsense about my brother, cussing him out and flipping him off, to which my mother responded, "So you followed a 12-year-old autistic child home?" Entitled dad responded, "Well, how am I supposed to know he's autistic? You don't follow a 12-year-old home, period. Now get out of here, and if you come back, I'll call the cops and answer with my gun out." Entitled dad walked away backward, saying, "Oh, I'm so scared." My mom's immediate response was to pull out her gun and show it to him. "It's right here," to which he shut up and left with entitled brat. My brother has since calmed down. However, he was hesitant to go back outside, in fear that they were waiting for him. Story 2. So, this is my first encounter with a real-life Karen, and I don't work here lady situation. This happened a couple of months ago at the nearby supermarket. Cast, my girlfriend, me, and Karen, the entitled lady. I was doing groceries with my girlfriend. It was close to closing time, so there were only a few other customers. I was in the milk cream aisle looking for milk when suddenly I felt somebody grab my arm. I assumed it was my girlfriend and turned around smiling. But there was this lady, and she was very angry. I asked her, "Yes?" And she immediately screamed in my face, "Karen, why didn't you answer me when I asked you to help me?" Me? Well, I didn't hear you, and I don't work here, so. I was a little annoyed because of her attitude and because I'm fully tattooed face, neck, whole body, etc., and did not have any kind of clothes that signify I was working there, and she still thought I worked there. Karen, just help me right now, or do you want me to talk to your manager? Feel free to talk to the manager. I don't work here, so I don't have to help you. If you had asked nicely, I would have helped you, but with that attitude, I'm not going to. Well, I don't care if you don't work here. You have to respect elderly people if they ask you to help. Yes, I will help elderly people if they ask for help, but I don't have to help entitled people like you when you have an attitude like a spoiled brat and think you are entitled to something because you are elderly. Besides, you are not elderly, and respect is earned and not default. I then turned around and saw my girlfriend coming up, bringing juice, and began walking towards her. And then, this Karen grabbed my girlfriend by the arm and started screaming at her. "You have to teach your man manners." My girlfriend pulled her hand away and said, "Touch me again and I will break your arm." My girlfriend is a pretty good MMA fighter, one of the fighters that represent their club in events, fights, etc. Karen was so angry. My girlfriend and I just turned away and continued shopping, but Karen thought she was not done. Karen hit my girlfriend straight on the back of her head. I was so shocked and started to yell at Karen, "What is wrong with you?" But then I saw that my girlfriend had this look on her face. A look that said, "I'm going to end you." My girlfriend turned around and kicked Karen in the legs. Karen fell to the ground and yelped like a dog with some sobbing and started to scream. "This girl assaulted me, call the police." My girlfriend was not done yet. She jumped on top of Karen and began to do an arm lock. Karen squealed from the pain, and my girlfriend yelled at her face, "I warned you not to touch me, or I would break your arm." "Now it's too late for that," Karen started to beg. "Please let go, I'm so sorry." Blah blah. My girlfriend freed her and said, "Now you go away and never speak or touch me again." I thought it was over. I was wrong. Karen called the police and claimed that my girlfriend attacked her without any reason. Police came, and because of my look, they first told me to put my hands behind my back and put handcuffs on, search me and my girlfriend, etc. I was annoyed at the situation, and Karen was smiling with an annoying smile on her face. Then the police started to question us about what had happened. We told the truth and said that they could watch the cameras if they didn't believe us. Police asked the manager to check the cameras. Now Karen's face was white and pale. It took a moment, but eventually, the manager and police came back and released us from the handcuffs. They took our details and said this was going to court because the situation was a little tricky since my girlfriend had used self-defense. But they thought it was a little too much. The laws in Finland are tough. There was once a situation where some addicts robbed somebody's shop. And when the guy released footage of the robbers, he was sued because it's illegal to release footage of a person without the person's permission. And the guy lost the court case and had to pay the robbers. Story 3. I know it's been a while since I posted here. Some things came up with my family, everything is fine now. But this story here just happened about 3 days ago with me, my godson newborn, and my close best friend. We could be sisters. Let's set the scene. Paris, 1834, I'm kidding. Target, kinda chilly outside, and somehow it's a bit cloudy. So I thought we were gonna get cold rain. During the time my best friend came to visit, I was in the midst of getting my godbaby together to take him home. His poor mom had to work that whole weekend. So I told my best friend to come with me. On our way, my godbaby's mom asked if we could pick up some things for him and her from Target. Sure, why not? We see the Target before we get to our house anyway. Plus, I need to get some stuff afterwards, so why not get it all while we're there, right? Plus, one of my favorite cousins works there. So I could see her and finally let her see my godbaby from a distance. Might want to remember this for later on. So my friend cash apped me, and off we went to Target. So we got in there, and I had my godbaby in his little carrier. Unfortunately, my friend bought the one that's too big for the front of the shopping cart, so I had to put it directly inside the cart. Since CJ is only 1 month old, he's too young for a mask. So I covered the carrier in a thick enough blanket. I asked my best friend to get another cart for the shopping, and now we were set. Now, to describe what we were wearing. Everyone knows Target's uniform is a basic red shirt with nothing on it and khaki pants. My best friend wore a navy blue top with black flare pants and flats. I wore a V-neck burgundy top with flare sleeves and strings to tie and a bow in the front with black flare jeans and some sneakers. So we were shopping, checking off things on her list and mine. Then I was looking over the list on the side of the walking area so I wouldn't be in anyone's way, and feeding CJ at the same time through the blanket. My little nugget got fussy. I noticed I forgot something for him back a few aisles, so I asked my best friend to put on a glove, hold his bottle, and finish feeding him while I got the item. Yeah, she's my best friend, but he's my godbaby, and with this pandemic still going around, I don't trust germs, lol. I went to the aisle, looking hard because my glasses tend to slide and fall off a lot. Keep this in mind too. And then I heard that classic sound that irritates everyone so badly, it makes me want to bang their head on the floor. That classic Karen ahem. I turned my head, and there she was. Pixie haircut, sunglasses on top of her head with no sun in sight, tight tank top, short shorts knowing darn well it's chilly outside, and flip-flops. I was thinking to myself, is this the Karen uniform or something? But I digress. So I moved out of the way, thinking I was in her way, and continued looking for my item, and she sighed. I could feel her stare burn through my skin, but I wasn't letting up. Then she said, "It's hard finding good help these days. Everyone wants to be lazy." I rolled my eyes and put my head down, saying, "Not today. Please, just not today." I found my item and left the aisle. Now she was mad. Did I care? Nope. And I think she could sense that. Then she started. Y'all know how this goes. Karen, so you're not going to help me? Me? Nope. Karen, and why not? Me. Okay, I'm going to try to say this in a nice way because I see you are one of those. Ma'am, I don't work here. I give you no indication that I work here. No, I'm not on break. And no, it's not my day off. I genuinely do not work here. Now, I'm going to leave and put this in my shopping cart so I can pay and leave the store, okay? Karen stopped me as I was backing up. Don't you dare walk away from me. I know you're lying. I've seen you here before working. You can't fool me. You just don't want to work. You will be fired when I'm done with you. I'm getting the manager. I looked her up and down and said, "Yeah, you do that." I went back to the carts, and my best friend asked me what was taking so long. I told her everything from A to Z, and she chuckled. I saw she was trying to burp CJ, so I told her to let me try. Ever since this little nugget came out of the womb, he's been stubborn about doing everything, including burping, SMH. I placed the towelette on my shoulder and him and gave it a try. 2 minutes in, he burped, and when I laid him down, the baby boy was asleep. Good shot, so now we could leave. But then I heard screaming and screeching. My eyes widened, and my head slowly turned to the right when I saw Karen coming down the aisle with a manager. My best friend said, "Is that her?" Yes, that was her. So Karen got to us, still screaming and screeching. Karen, this is her. She should be fired for not helping a customer and lying about not working here. I'm a loyal customer. I have rights. Me. Sir, can you please tell her to keep it down? I just put my son to sleep. Second, I already told the Wicked Witch of the Northeast that I don't work here. What part of my clothes says I work here? And even if I did and was on my day off, customers are not entitled to get help from them if they are not working. But I have told her I don't work here. Manager, ma'am, she really does not work here. All of this could have been avoided. Do you want me to help you? Karen, yes, I want you to fire her. I know you're covering for her. I've seen her plenty of times working. If something doesn't happen right now, I'm calling corporate. Then, from all that hollering, my godbaby started crying. So I picked him up, trying to calm him down. Now I was mad. I don't like when people disturb my son, so I snapped. Me. Lady, I told your disrespectful self to keep the noise down because I just put my son to sleep. Now look, I got a hollering child and a crying baby. Shut up and move on somewhere. Like, how hard is it for you to comprehend that I don't work here? What? Are you that embarrassed at the fact that you're wrong that you have to keep up this silly image just so you can try to be right? Get away from us so I can calm my son down. I guess all of that set her off, and she paid absolutely no attention to the fact that I still had my godbaby in my arms because she launched at me with her arm in the air. And when it came down, it looked like she hit me because I moved my face quickly enough for her not to. By that time, my glasses slid off and fell on the floor and broke. Yep, now I was really mad. Those were the only glasses I had too. And I had just tried to make an eye doctor appointment the week prior. They were full this month and next month and don't have a doctor appointment booked yet. I was beyond mad. I was mad to the highest level of frustration. Then, the ultimate happened. My cousin. So my cousin came around the corner. Being nosy as usual, we can't help it. And when she noticed it was me, now she wanted to know what was going on. The manager wanted to know what this had to do with her. And when she said she was my big cousin, both he and Karen looked at us and saw we looked so much alike. It was no wonder Karen had us mixed up. We are like two sisters. My mama is the third oldest daughter, and her mama is the baby girl. So the manager told my cousin to calm me down because he saw I was about ready to fight while he called the cops. He didn't ask me if I wanted the police called. He just said he was going to call the police. Oh, that set Karen all the way off. She was kicking and screaming while he was pulling her to his office. My cousin calmed me down while I gently bounced to put my godbaby back to sleep. The police came. I gave them my statement. My best friend gave her statement. My cousin gave her statement because even though she didn't see it, she heard it and she's a family member. The manager paid for the baby stuff, and the police said they would get back in touch with me over Karen after he put her in handcuffs and put her in the back of a police car. Now, letting everyone know, yes, we did have our masks on and only took them off to talk to the manager. During the time I was burping my godbaby, I had the blanket over him. I still don't trust germs. I told his mom everything, and she died laughing. I'm just surprised my best friend didn't say anything this whole time because knowing her, she would have jumped in. I'm sorry for the long story, but I hope you enjoyed it.